Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to draw some flowers and then we are going to paint it using very simple technique of watercolor. So let's start with the drawing first. So you can create a string like this. You can have little bit tilted and twisted string as well, totally fine, or you can keep it straight like mine. Now couple of flowers should be visible in the front, so I am keeping one circle in the center. We are creating a basic guideline to think about the composition. Now you can have some other flowers towards upward direction, but as you are moving towards upward direction, make sure the flower size is decreasing. So I have something like this as of now. I think I should add a couple of more flowers here. So instead of only one circle, I'm going to add two circles. Now the couple of flowers are facing towards you and some of them are facing towards left and right. And because these are in a group, so we need different perspective of flower, so that is something important. But for now we are creating a basic guideline with the circle. Now I'm happy with this particular thing. Now you can start creating petals. So for the front perspective it is simple. You have one center part of the flower and then around it you have couple of petals. So this one is the biggest flower. Now in this one I'm keeping the center part mostly towards the lower side so that we can have couple of petals smaller in size and couple of petals bigger in size, and because of which it is looking like facing towards the right side. And these kind of flowers can also have folds around the petal area. Now I'm repeating the similar thing. The only difference is the center part of the flower is more towards one direction so that you can have more space for the petal, and likewise you can draw a different perspective of flower. Now at the tip of this particular composition you can have some small flower buds. Now I am using pen to trace everything. Usually in watercolor we don't do this, but if you are a beginner and you are struggling with watercolor, I think you should do it because this makes your life easier. So once you do a tracing part with the help of pen, you don't have to think about the flower shape later on. So I think it is something which you can definitely include if you want to make your life easier. So I'm tracing everything, all the flowers left, right and center, and as you can see, as we are moving towards upward direction, we have kept the flower size little smaller. Now at the tip you can make some flower buds and you can also have some green element around it. But for now I'm keeping it with the help of pen like this, and how simple and beautiful this composition is. Now let's rub all the unwanted pencil mark and we are going to start with the watercoloring. So once done, you can start with the watercolor. So for the flower I want to paint this with peach kind of color, so I'm mixing yellow and red together. So I have lemon yellow and I'm mixing a little bit of red into it to more towards orangish side, you can say. And then you can first just wetten the area a little bit. So you can do it without wettening the area, that is also fine, but I like to prefer this particular technique because in this way you can control over your colors and you will not get any hard edges. So that is why I like to do something like this. Now use this color throughout the petal area because shape is already ready, so you don't have to think much about those things because we are already seeing a flower shape because of pen. Now fill this color throughout the petal area but keeping the center part negative for now. So I am not filling this particular color in the center part, and then apply lemon yellow in the center. So I'm going around the center part. I'm also trying to spread this yellow color throughout the petal area as well, just to blend these two colors together. And this is the first layer we need to do for every flower that we have. So let's do the same thing for the second flower itself. I'm going to show you only 2 flowers, and then you need to repeat the same thing for rest other flowers as well. So first apply clean water, and then you can apply this particular color, mixing yellow and red together around the edge first, and then add lemon yellow in the center and blend these two colors together. You should be able to see the more yellow into the center part of the flower, and then repeat the same thing for all the flowers that you have. Now we are done with our first layering for all the flowers that we have. Now I'm trying to make a green color, so I'm mixing Indian yellow and ultramarine blue together to get something like this. You can use any green whatever you like, and then you can start creating small green element towards the tip and bigger leaves at the bottom. So you need to follow the same thing what we did with the flowers. At the tip we have smaller flower, and at the base we have bigger. Same thing we are trying to do with the leaves as well. So this is the first layer of leaf, and I'm creating some simple leaf, adding multiple strokes together to make it little bigger. Also you can have some green color in between these flowers, the tiny space that we have available between these flowers. And likewise you can add many leaves as you want. Because of the flowers we don't have much space in the center, so you can keep a couple of leaves around the edge for this particular composition, and then you can have little bigger leaf at the base. So I'm doing it with this particular color for now, and then I'm going to add more darker color in between these leaves. You can also do more shading and detailing. You can have some line and pattern like we usually see into the leaf area, but I want to keep this composition simple, so I'm keeping something like this for the first layer. Now let's jump into the flower again. So I'm using red color now, and I'm going around the edge of the petal, and you can blend it using clean water. So with the help of damp brush you can just blend the red color towards the center side, but we are seeing more darker red around the edge of the petal, and something like this you need to do for all the flowers that you have. Again, to save our time a little bit, I'm skipping few of the flowers which I'm going to paint, but I'll show you a couple of them to understand what is going on. So just try to blend everything together. We have more red color around the edge of the petal, and we have yellow color in the center. So something like this you can do. Now with the help of red color itself, and our petals are wet now, so make sure you have to understand this particular step. I am adding these lines of red around the petal area when my petals are wet, and because my petals are wet you don't see these lines very clearly. It will eventually blend with the petal color itself. You will see little bit of lines but not very harsh. So that is the beauty of doing it when your petal is wet. So make sure your petal is wet, and then and only then you are adding these lines of yellow and red both. Now you need to repeat the same thing for all the flowers that you have, but let me show you one more. So go around the edge first with the help of red color, and then just blend it using dim brush throughout the petal area. Make sure you are seeing more red around the edge and lighter shade as you are moving towards the inside the flower. And then with the help of fine brush and red color, you can add lines around the petal area. Remember, in this particular step you need wet sheet. You can have little darker color around the folds. So whenever we have folds, we need more darker color as compared to the petals, or lighter color as compared to the petal. So I'm keeping darker color this time, and you need to repeat the same thing for rest other flowers that you have. So I did the same thing for all the flowers. Now because I have used pen for the flowers, I'm using pen for the leaf as well. Although it is not important, but to get little symmetricity throughout, I'm using it. So I'm creating the center line. I'm going around the edge of the leaf, and I'm also creating some more sublines into the leaf area. So that's all I'm doing with the help of pen. So now we are almost ready. Now I'm adding more blue into the existing green that I have to make it more darker. So you can add more blue and little bit of red as well, and then you can just go around the leaf area. So we don't want to hide the previous color, so keep the previous color visible. So you can add little bit of darker color around the leaf area, but make sure you're also able to see the previous color as well. So just do it randomly, adding this particular color into the leaf area. Now we are done with the leaves. Now with the help of black color, you need to create the center part. So I'm adding small dots and creating a bigger circle. These are stamen. You can consider these as stamen, and you need to create these stamen for every flowers that you have. So either you can keep it like this, keeping the yellow color visible in the center, or else you can add little darker color like dark red or brown or maybe dark green. So whatever color you like, you can add in the center part of the flower to finish. So I'm adding this black color itself in the center for now, and the last step we need to do into the petal area, which is optional. If you like to do it, otherwise don't do it. My petals are now dried completely and in the dry sheet. So this is the difference. Previously we have created these lines when our sheet is wet. Now I'm creating these lines when my sheet is dry, and you need to create these lines which is more visible and it gives you a nice effect. So this time I'm creating these fine line around the petal area to finish this particular flower, and you can see these lines soft and vibrant. And at the end you can have more green color in the center. I think black is too dark, so I'm adding green. And we are done with the today's video. I hope this video is helpful for you guys, and thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video.